of WFSO Wrestling Talk with yours truly, Artrell Jones. Um, we got somebody here today, and should be an interesting one too. I'm trying to say it right. So I just is like one of the names you never heard of before, but yeah, he is a wrestler. I think it's Rhome Senju. So hopefully I got that right, but he'll probably correct me in the seconds when I put him on here. So without further ado, let's bring him in, and maybe he'll correct the name for me. So we'll see. So we'll just wait for him to come on, and we'll get started. So I did let him hang in there for a few minutes, so we'll see. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. That's good. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Where are you from?
Right now I'm living in Huntsville, Alabama, but I was originally born in Chicago.
Oh, okay. Why the move?
Mom was like, it's time for us to get a change of scenery.
Yeah, I can understand that. Just gotta refresh, restart. So I can understand that. Okay. Enough of that. So let's get to these questions. What made you decide to become a wrestler?
Well, my brother and my dad got me into it young. My dad always loved like Coco Beware, Rocky Johnson. My brother got me into it during the Attitude Era. He had VHS tapes of just old school WWF days and WCW. So I pretty much got indoctrinated into it at a very young age and just fell in love with it.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Were there like people like in wrestling that were like inspiration for you to do this?
Oh yeah, definitely. The biggest one would be Kurt Angle, because I always thought just collegiate wrestling by itself was very cool. I was not a football guy at all. It just didn't fit me. And when I found out about wrestling, I loved it. And then I found out there was a professional wrestler who had a wrestling background, and he used it to his advantage. And that just made me even more excited to know I could bring in something that I'm good at into that world as well.
Okay, have you done like wrestling in high school?
Oh yeah, I wrestled all 4 years actually. I wrestled from freshman all the way through my senior year.
Done any college wrestling?
No, I didn't get any college wrestling in.
Okay, that's fair. Who did you train with?
I trained at the Spartan Pro Wrestling Academy here in Huntsville, Alabama, under Joshua O'Hagan.
Okay, so for people that don't know that guy, like, talk about him. Talk about him.
Okay, he is a pro wrestling Alabama Hall of Famer. He has been really all over the world. He's worked with guys like Cruel. He's worked with some other names in the WWE. He's done some stuff with, he's done a couple of dark matches at WWE before. He's met William Regal. He's just a lot of names. He's crossed paths with a lot of names.
Yeah, pretty cool wrestling. Resume. How was your training with him from the beginning until they said that you were ready?
So from the beginning to when he said I was ready, I'll be honest, that was a very short time. That was probably all of, I want to say, probably 4 months from the time I started with him to the time where he's like, okay, we can get you some reps and some live shows now. Because, like I said, even though I didn't start training exactly where I wanted to, I was always watching videos, watching a lot of like YouTube tutorials and like instructional training videos, and that helped me understand what I needed to do and how I need to do it. So when I got into class, he was pretty like I went to the beginners. He saw my bumps and everything. He's like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna move you with the other guys. We're just gonna go ahead and start you in the other class. We're not gonna go with the beginner." And from there, it took off.
So hey, you didn't have to be in the class that long, so that's good. Like what do you think was difficult with the training? Like, what was the most difficult thing that you were doing when you was training?
Okay, so the most difficult. That's okay. The most difficult would probably be some of the stuff that was more acrobatic, like with the leapfrogs and up and overs and doing stuff like that. Because as far as the chain wrestling and as far as the falling, I wasn't scared of falling already because of my wrestling background. I knew how to fall, and the chain wrestling, I knew how my body worked. I knew how to manipulate other people's bodies, so that was fine. It was trusting myself with all the acrobatics and like going off the top rope and elbow drops and all that is what was the most hard part of it.
And probably like liking it now, are you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I will pull out a swanton in a moment. No hesitation.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you on that. So what is your finish move?
Well, right now my finisher, I use two depending. So right now I am using what is called it has two names. It was originally called, I believe, the Awful Waffle. But if you look it up on old school like WWE Creator Player, the move is called the Omega Driver. And it's pretty much a inverted tombstone, pretty much, with a couple extra steps.
I think I get the idea of what you're talking about. So you said there was another one?
Yeah, the other one is just, if it's a guy bigger than me, I'd use Kinshasa, just the running knee strike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Got a bigger opponent than you, got to use like a quicker move. So yeah, I understand that. That's one good way to put it. When was your debut match?
My debut was 3 years ago. It was November the 12th, if I'm not mistaken.
Who was your opponent?
My debut match. It was a 2-on-6 handicap match.
Oh.
The two were my trainer Joshua O'Hagan and his son at the time, who was a wrestler, and it was me and 5 other trainees.
Oh wow.
And the match was pretty much all of us just getting dog walked just so we can get used to the crowd. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's pretty much what it was us getting dog walked.
Okay, so just get the experience for your belt. So yeah, I can But like I started out with a 2-on-5. That's different.
Yeah, and he dog walked us. But if you want to, the match that I consider my real first debut was, I cannot remember the date of it, but it was me against a veteran in Alabama named Barry Koloff. I would consider that my actual first debut match because I didn't really have any instruction. There wasn't no, all right, kid, He was just pretty much like, hey, what can you do? And we incorporated and we worked the match
together. Okay, that's fair enough. Any like accomplishments so far?
So as of right now, I have a tag team title that I won with a wrestler called Brandon Watley in Alabama, and I also held my company Spartan Pro Wrestling. I held our middleweight title for a short time.
Oh, okay. So at least a few accomplishments in your 3 years, so that's a good start. Was there like any opponents that you faced so far and you think like, okay, that was one of the best matches I've done so far?
That's a good. So I would say there's two. There's
Okay.
one that I did a match against a man named Merck at Retno Pro Wrestling in Birmingham, Alabama. That one was very good. And then another one is a guy that I've been doing matches with for a good while now. Now his name is Wes Taylor, and every time me and him do a match, it definitely sets off. We set the tempo for any show we've ever done a match at together.
Yeah, that's cool. I know you said you like done like shows in Alabama, like anything like out of there or anywhere that you done so far.
I have done Championship One Wrestling. They are in. I want to say that they're in Tennessee, I believe. I want to say that they're in Tennessee. But I haven't really got a chance to get too far out of Alabama yet. I've done some stuff in just Tennessee, but it's mostly all been Alabama.
Okay. Were there any like states you would want to go to branch out?
Oh yeah, definitely. I finally get to go. I'll finally get to go to Rome, Georgia in April. But honestly, I am not against any state. I'd love to come back. I'd love to go to Illinois and do a show. Really anywhere that I can travel to, whether it's plane, train, or car, I'll gladly go.
Yeah, that's a good spirit for it. So you thinking of something big for your own future, like get up to like the big leagues, or you want to just take it one step at a time, or what's like your goal for this year? I would say so far.
My goal this year is, I'll be honest, my goal this year is to get as many reps as I can, get as much footage as I can. My goal this year is no matter where I'm at, I want to work somebody better than me. I want to work somebody at a different level, so that way I can always move that measuring stick. I always want to move my measuring stick to see exactly where I can get to. So this year I want to just get all my reps in, work some of the best people I can find, and just set a tone for what my future plans are.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What's the advice of one of your coach? Well, the coach that you had trained with. What was the best advice you think he gave you that get you like going?
There's two that he gives me that I think would be good for anybody.
Okay.
The first one is, as horrible as it's gonna be and as frustrating as it's gonna be, always go back and watch your footage. Always watch your matches back. Even if it wasn't your best, just go back and watch it so you can always figure out exactly where you can do things differently. And never really sell yourself short. Like don't have a super big head of, oh, I'm that guy, but never put yourself down either. Always just have a very realistic outlook on where you're at and where you need to go.
Yeah, that's good advice. Will you give that same advice to the people that under you that just started, or that's in there for like a year or so? Like, would that be the same advice, or you give them something different?
I give them the same advice, and something else I always tell them too when they come to me, because I've gotten into the role of kind of being his second a little bit, where if people can't get in touch with him, they'll get in touch with me, is I always tell people that it does get hard, and sometimes you're not going to know what to do as far as wrestling goes, whether that be with a move set or whether that's with like a character development. I mean, I always tell people that there are certain things that will come in time. Some of that comes in time, but if you don't have your basics and your fundamentals down, you can have a great character idea, you can have a great move set, but when it's showtime and you haven't practiced and you can't do it, none of that matters.
exactly put. 5 to 10 years from now, where you see yourself?
5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years, I see myself. I definitely see myself signed. I definitely see myself putting in the work and signing, whether that is with NWA, AEW, TNA, or even WWE or MLW. My goal is 5 to 10 years. I will be signed. I will be a bigger household name.
If you have a choice, which one?
Oh, if I have a choice, which one? I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people, their biggest answer would be WWE, but honestly, if I had the choice, contracts laid out in front of me, I would definitely be going TNA.
And what's your reason for that one?
Because I've always loved WWE, but TNA had a special place in my heart because there were just so many guys and so much history in TNA that's just like there's always something at TNA that can be done. There's always a different formula. There's always some really good people that hit TNA that you might not think are going to amount to nothing, but they build themselves up and they constantly are always working, constantly always have some really good people there. And like I said, I always make sure that I watch TNA. I've always loved WWE, but TNA was one that's always had a special place in my heart.
Which I can understand that because they bring in like maybe either former stars or they'll bring in like some new people that hasn't like been fully established. So yeah, I get what you're saying with that. So that is a good way to look at it. Um, your dream match, like who would you like to face locally? We'll start with locally first. Like what's like big independent star who you would like to face first?
Um, that's a good. Okay, so locally, I would love to face Alex Kane because he's also a big grappler, big wrestling background. I mean, his whole thing is he's the suplex assassin. So I think me and him could easily go out and have just a really good textbook, hard hitting grappling, just pure wrestling match.
Okay, now like overall, like who would be that dream opponent you would like to face?
Overall, okay, overall would probably be Kenny Omega.
Good choice.
Like if I had it and they're like, hey, listen, we got you. You get one match, dream match, make it count. It's gonna be Kenny Omega.
Okay, for everybody, what will be your reason to like pick Kenny Omega?
For Kenny, honestly, for Kenny, he's worked so many people from so many different backgrounds. Mexico, Japan, just he has so much knowledge and so much just like it just the way he works. I love the way he works. It's just everything he does to me just looks so smooth and like I know just being in the ring with him, there's no way I don't get better automatically.
Good way to start. What's sorry, let me get a drink here. So I know we mentioned like earlier, like you one of the brands and stuff like that, TNA, WWE and stuff like that. So if after your career would be older, if you sign with one of them, would you want to be like a trainer or something like that? Even if you don't make it and you still do good in the independent scene, would you want to be a trainer?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I would definitely jump at the opportunity to always be a trainer because one thing that I do love more than being out there myself and showing people what I can do is really if I see somebody else and like I have a move that doesn't work for me and it's not quite my style, I can easily hand it off to somebody else and help them look good. So I've always been a big person of like, I know where my capabilities are, but if I have a chance to help somebody else branch out and help them elevate, then that's just a rewarding feeling that like can't really be explained. So I would definitely jump at the opportunity to be a trainer.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna probably end up saying this wrong. So, who is Rhome Senju?
No, you got it spot on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Rhome Senju is honestly Rhome Senju is the main character of professional wrestling. Rhome Senju is the no matter where he goes, everybody else is just a side story and side character in his story. I mean, just he brings main character energy everywhere he goes.
Okay. What's like your upcoming events like looking like? Like, what's in store for you this month for like shows and stuff? Like, let people know like where you're gonna be at and which shows you're gonna be at.
This month I will be at. I apologize. I have to look at my calendar really quick just to make sure I don't get this wrong.
We got time.
So I will be in Quinton, Alabama on the 22nd for Alabama Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Action Mike Jackson show ASWA. And on the 29th, I will be in Gadsden, Alabama for my home promotion, Spartan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, okay. So wait, that's you say your own promotion?
Well, my hometown promotion.
Oh, hometown promotion. Okay, I thought you said your own promotion. Speaking of,
I wish. I ain't there yet. I wish.
Well, you kind of answered my next question. So, like, I guess you do want to plan having your own federation. So, what would be the plan for you? Like, if you want to do your own wrestling brand, like, what would be different? What would be not different, or wherever the case may be? Like, what would that be?
Well, one thing that I would definitely do that I learned from my mentor, Josh O'Hagan, is I would not have, but this should be just common sense for OP. I wouldn't have my hand in everything. I wouldn't have my hand in talent relations and bookings and every single little deal. I would have other people. And as far as storylines go, I mean, I would have a system to where it's like I would have an end goal, but as far as how we get there, I would let wrestlers have some creative control of a direction, because I mean, there's some things that if you have a character, you know what would work best for your character. As far as a finish goes, you would know like, hey, let me do it finish this way, it would look better. So I mean, I would definitely give people a little more. I would definitely have freedom as far as your finish and like how you want to get there. But I would definitely be more like, hey, I need this person, to go over, or vice versa. So it would be a mixture. It would definitely be I don't want to say like AEW, but it would definitely be more like everybody, it would be very evened out. Everybody would have their role. Like the wrestlers would have some creative say, but not too much to where they're just going out and be like, oh, I'm not doing that, I'm gonna do this instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, this would be the first time I asked this question to anybody. So, I'm 6'5", about like 340. What do you think would be work for me? Either gimmick or finishing move or anything like that. What do you think will work for me?
Okay, 6'5", 3'4". I'll give you a good finisher that people sleep on and nobody really works it, is a bear hug. Because I mean, at 6'5", 340, if you legitimately get somebody up and you're like squeezing on them, like, you could actually like take the breath out of them. So I mean, a bear hug is always something like just a good submission would have you go over really strong. and just like, especially if you have the guy like wailing around, people go like, "Oh, he's killing him. He's hurting him."
Yeah, I never thought of that for myself. So that's a good input. I would have never thought about doing the bear hug, but that would be, yeah, I would like that. So where everybody can find you at?
So I am on all platforms. Simply, it's just Rhome Senju. I figured just like that way I don't gotta have a bunch of different hashtags and stuff around. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all under Rhome Senju. You can also find me on a site that dropped, I believe, last year called Only Wrestlers, which I believe like Rob Van Dam and some other people started that up.
Oh, okay. I gotta look into that. Do you have like a YouTube channel that you show like your matches and stuff like that for people to look for?
Yes, I'm also under YouTube as Rhome Senju as well.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it, and I'm glad we had this conversation, and I appreciate it, man. So thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Glad to have me. Thank you.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rhome Senju. All up in Alabama. So if you want to like see him in your neighborhood, get a hold of your your promoter. Or the fans get a hold of the promoters and stuff like that, and give this guy a look. Like you say, he got a YouTube video of his matches, so get that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And you know what? All of you have a good future, and we'll do this again soon.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody, this episode will be out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. Because I know I got to work out a little bit of the kinks of it. So you guys have opportunity, check it out. Also, we do got the website of WrestlingFansSpeakOut.weebly.com where this interview is going to be on, and other past interviews. So you guys got a chance, you can, check it out and just give a watch, because I think there are very interviews like this one that I think was very good and very telling. And of course, everybody has a story. So yeah. I will do a shout out before I leave. Let's see, on YouTube Live. Okay, it was on the Harper that was on here. So hey, what's going on? And yeah, it seemed like my wife was on here earlier. So anyways, guys, for you guys that's watching live through Twitch, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Please follow us on here. We do live content, like it could be wrestling related, it could be Milwaukee Bucks related, it could be comic books and movie and TV news related, or it could be developments that go on in this city of Milwaukee. So if you get a chance, check this channel out and check out all the other videos that we got on YouTube with over 2,500 videos and counting, the longest reigning YouTube channel on here. So get a chance, check it out. Please like and subscribe, and I appreciate the likes that I got so far. So thank you very much. And once again, I repeat that this episode will be on Spotify, which is look for Wrestling Fans Speak Out Spotify. So look for that. And it'll be like this portion of the video that y'all watching now will be on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. So get a chance, check it out. I will spread it out there tonight for y'all like to check it out tomorrow. So just got to do a little bit of kinks and works with it, like we always do when it comes to video. Also check out the website, WrestlingFansSpeakOut.weebly.com. We got upcoming events in the Midwest. Also, photos of, with wrestlers, photos at Bucks events and things like that. And we're trying to work with, do like some merchandise store. So we're working on that. So, stay tuned. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. I know I got to try to watch Monday Night Raw, and I know everybody else got to too. So, like I said, I appreciate it, and didn't forget that I was going to do another video tonight on talking about, the subscribers that we have so far with YouTube. So like a milestone. So we're just trying to aim bigger. So I appreciate it, guys. And until the next video, you guys have a good one and see you later.
The recording has stopped.
Sorry, guys. Let me get this out of here because I know I got things to do. So,